Today we're going to check out a game that I was admittedly a little disappointed in when I first played it, Gran Turismo 3. My opinion has changed over the years, but I guess we'll discuss why I didn't enjoy this one so much right away. In Gran Turismo 2, it was incredibly easy to earn lots of money fast. There were plenty of 2 or 3 lap races that would net you some great cars that you could sell off for a nice amount of credits. What was really cool about it was that you could do it over and over again until you had a ton of money. In Gran Turismo 3, it's a much slower process. You don't get much money from single races at first. You only get a prize car when you win all the races in an event, and in many cases you can only win a car once. So it can take a while to feel like you're getting anywhere. The first thing you'll notice when firing up simulation mode is how great and easy to navigate this menu screen is. Everything here is laid out quite nicely and is very easy to find. It's too bad that Polyphony didn't stick with something similar for Gran Turismo 4. This game progresses like most other entries in the series. You earn licenses to access events, buy a cheap car, win some races, and buy upgrades, etc. Like the older games, the driving is very realistic, so you'll have to be careful when turning so you don't spin out. You'll also have to pay attention to what drivetrain you're using because each one handles differently. If it's not broke, don't fix it. With the jump from PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 2, the graphics have obviously seen a huge upgrade. While the series did look great on the PS1, Sony's next console was much more powerful and really made everything look fantastic. Car models are incredibly detailed, and the annoying clipping that some of GT2's vehicles had is mostly gone. The tracks look a lot sharper as well, with some really cool lighting effects such as the setting sun on Seattle Circuit, or light shining through the trees on Trial Mountain. There are also some really cool dirt effects on the rally tracks. Speaking of tracks, Gran Turismo 3 uses many of the same great tracks from the first 2 titles. Special Stage Route 11 makes a return from the first game, although the quick corners in the middle of the track have been removed. There aren't too many new circuits, but the ones they added were quite nice. One interesting thing about the tracks is that some feel slightly different from the ones in previous games, so you may have to make some slight adjustments to your racing line and braking. Not everything is perfect with this sequel though, as it does feel a bit rushed in spots. One thing that really annoyed me is not being able to adjust the music or sound effect volume. The loud engine noises make it tough to hear the game's soundtrack, which is actually pretty good and a huge improvement over the second game. Most of the time I will just switch the game's music off though, and throw some Nervosa or Cyanotic on the stereo while driving around. Another annoyance is that there are only 2 camera angles to choose from, a bumper view and a chase view. I'm one of those people that prefers to use the chase view in racing games, but here it's a little too close to the vehicles. This can make it really hard to see what's coming up at times, especially if you're driving uphill. It would have been great if they added another chase view a little further back and perhaps a little higher up off the ground. The most obvious way this game feels rushed is in its car selection. Gran Turismo 3 only features about 180 cars. While this may dwarf most other racing titles of the era, the previous game in the series had nearly 600. I'm sure if the development team had more time, they would have added a lot more vehicles to the game. Gran Turismo 3 is another fantastic entry in the series. It may have a few minor flaws, but the driving still feels great, and tuning cars is a lot of fun. If you'd like to pick up a copy, you should be able to find it at just about any retro shop for under $10. Definitely worth adding to your collection. And that will do it for this one. As always, I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you next time.